Came across an old Betacam SP deck up for sale on Facebook. Really good price. I figured I'm going to buy this because I could use it at Betacam SP deck. I used to have one. I got rid of it. I regretted it because I so often get a tape in that I have to transfer anyway. The guy says he plugged it in and it doesn't light up. It doesn't do anything. He didn't have a tape to try it. So he says, come and get it. Try it out. See if it works. And if it works, you can pay me. I got it home. And, well, yeah, it's not working properly. Let's check it out. Look what we have today to look at on the channel. This is a UVW 1400. This is a Betacam professional recorder player. Betacam SP. I don't know whether this machine operates or not. This is one that I'm looking at picking up, but it looks like it's got a problem. So before I commit to buying this thing, I have to determine whether it works. It's got power, but the display is dead. So what I don't know is whether anything else is dead or not. We're going to pull the top off it, fire a tape in it, and see whether it does anything. Now this is a good sized machine. As you can see, it's relatively large. Top cover comes off kind of like that. Here's our boards. Scanner, head drum is here. We'll load a cassette and see whether it will even accept the tape. Okay, it's accepted the tape. I still have no display on here, so I have no idea whether this thing even runs or not. I'll just try playing this tape and see if there's anything on it. So far I don't see a picture. I see nothing. I see a blank screen. You can see how quick that tape moves. Now this does have a SP recording on it, but no picture on playback. This was a good price, this machine, if it had worked, but at this point of the game, it's not doing much. Whether I'm going to be able to get this thing to operate or not, it all depends on whether I can make it functional, or whether I'm going to hang on to it, or whether it's just going to go back. And now I get this one. An error has been detected. Inform service of following code 02-A75. So I plugged in my color bar generator on my camera, for lack of better words, but we can see, look at the video, look at the yellow down here. This has got a problem. I'm going to try and get this thing to do a recording. I doubt it's going to do anything. So I don't have any reference video. I don't have a reference to plug into it at the moment. I'm just going to see if it'll record some color bars onto this tape. This is actually a tape for a digital beta, but it works. It'll work in a SP in analog. As you can see, that tape moves along at a pretty good speed. That was the Betacam speed. That's what made the Betacam format so much better than consumer equipment. But the way it records is totally different. It records the chroma and the luminance on separate tracks with separate heads. Whereas on a regular VCR consumer format, the chroma is converted down in frequency and recorded below the luminance. This records it at the full bandwidth, but it records it on a separate video track alongside of the luminance track, and then of course it has to delay one to line up with the next. It uses what they call time compression recording, kind of like the beta movie did, but in this case to separate the luminance and the chrominance so that they can be recorded on separate tracks. I don't know if this is going to record these color bars or not. The front panel is dead. I haven't tried audio on it. I just want to see whether it'll do any recording. It didn't play my other tape very well. I'll show you the other tape. I actually did get a picture off it, but it wasn't good. It was bad. And we'll play this back and see whether it records anything. And I don't see anything here. I see a blank screen, so it's not recording. Oh, wait a minute. I lied. It is recording, but it's not recording very well. It's recording about as well as it's playing the other tape. That's pretty sad. Hey, it is playing this back now. At least it's playing this portion. It was a pretty bad picture there for a few minutes. Yeah, but you see, it's not doing well. It's too bad because this was a good price, this machine. I could have got this machine for $150, but in a condition like this where it's not even playing back properly. I'll show you the other tape. This was and again, I haven't plugged any sound into it yet, so I don't even know if it's playing sound. The meters aren't deflecting, like the audio meters aren't deflecting at all. It's XLR connector, so I'd have to make up a patch cord for it to plug it into anything, as I don't have an XLR connector handy. Actually, I do have some, but they're not in the shop here. But as you can see, that is not doing too good. I'll put the other tape back in here. So this is a promo I did. I think it was for a trailer company years ago when we were shooting on beta. This was one that we shot. I don't remember whether this is the raw footage or whether this was the final edit either. But there's nothing here at the beginning. I think maybe the beginning may have gotten erased. But something should pop up here momentarily. At least there's some video on here, I think. There we go. But see, it's like, I think this was a demo copy, because we got that little watermark on there, right? This would have been for Ambassador RV Sales. But it's not looking too good. It's looking actually pretty bad. This was probably a working copy. I'm thinking this was a working copy. Yeah, I plugged in some headphones, but there's no sound. Looks like dropouts, but I don't think so. This tape didn't have that many passes on it. This was a working copy that we would have done and watermarked it because the client hadn't signed off. So we'd watermark a dub that was given to the client to verify that everything was good, and then we'd do their final edit. So it looks pretty rough. To say it was a working copy. Even the phone number wasn't fully there. It was just a working copy. I'll try doing a recording on this tape here. Just put some color bars on. It's not syncing up properly though, because I don't have reference plugged in. Get it? Put in the reference video. as you can see what it's doing there. That's okay though, because it does record correctly. It just doesn't display right when you're in the record. Playback on that part looks okay. Just on record, you've got a line in the picture because it's not locked. That part looks okay. This looks terrible. One thing should be noted on this is that the head drum itself, you'll notice that it's got these long wires that attach from the head preamp, or I guess the rotary transformer in this case, because the preamp's not up here. But you've got 4 heads. So we've got a luminance, chroma, chroma. I can get the camera at an angle here so you can actually see the heads on here. Zoom the camera in. The head drum looks similar to a VHS or an 8mm head drum where the entire top spins. There's the 2 heads, you see? One's for luminance and the other's for chroma. And then the other 2 are there. Other than that, the head drum spins at the same speed as it did for the regular beta machines, and VHS for that matter. The cameras, they went to a smaller head drum and went to 4 heads. Well, actually 8 heads. You ended up with 2 more, plus flying erase. So 9 or 10 heads, depending if it had 1 or 2 flying erase. As you can see, there are other pads on here for this drum to be used with flying erase if it was an editing machine. This is just a recorder player, so it doesn't edit. But I'm going to plug it into my DVD player and just try to make a recording off my DVD and just see how that looks. And I'll hook up the sound as well so I can make a recording. We'll do a test recording on something other than color bars. I want to see how it looks. It does not look good on that commercial tape that I have here. This one, which is one that I did years ago. This just looks like crap. But I want to try recording some other video on it just to see, because this tape here might have deteriorated. It's been sitting around for forever. So I'm going to try making another recording on here before I write this off. Right now, if it works for video and audio playback, it might have a little bit more value to me if it'll work. I picked this up because I had one of these machines years ago with my Betacam. We sold the Betacam and we had 2 machines. We had an editor and a playback machine, one of these and an editing machine. Because these machines were ridiculously expensive. They were like $14,000. Something ridiculous like that. It was just crazy the amount of money that these things cost. We sold the Betacam stuff just because we were doing more stuff on DV at the time. So everybody was making that monumental shift to digital, and we just weren't using this as much as we had been. So the machines were just sitting there collecting dust, and my business partner Gord, he decided at the time that we should liquidate this and get some pro DV equipment. I'm going to say I think it was 2000 when we sold the beta equipment, the Betacam equipment, because I bought my JVC GY-DV 500, and we got about enough from the sale of both machines and the camera, because I mean the camera was worth more than the recorders, but even at that, everything was going digital, right? They had digital Betacam was out, SX Betacam was out, and everything was moving that transition to digital. So we sold the equipment to buy, and I bought the GY-DV 500, and I bought that in 2000. So I think that was probably about the time that we unloaded the machine. We didn't get a lot for them. We got like, I think for the package, of the two machines, we got about $5 grand. It was ridiculous how much this stuff cost. And it's worthless today. Like, if this machine been in good shape, I was gonna buy it for 150 bucks. Now I gotta reconsider whether it's worth 150 bucks to me. The audio display meter's not working on the front. The time code, the display is dead on the front. Right, there's no light from any of the, but it seems to record and play. I'm just not sure that it's recording and playing correctly. So I put the machine on record. I'm going to record from my DVD player just this material, and I've kind of jerry-rigged up some audio patch cords to the back. Yeah. All right, that's my audio patch cords. It works. I don't have any XLR connectors at the moment, but we'll do a recording on this thing. I'm just going to let it record here. Should go for about 30 minutes on this tape if I'm not mistaken. I think it's an L750. It should be about 30 minutes. This is actually a metal tape for Digibeta, but it's the same tape. It just has different detection holes, which this doesn't care, because it's only looking for the detection hole that tells it it's a metal tape, right? Which is the two here. If you put an oxide tape in this, it'll only play it. It won't record on an oxide tape. So it'll play back conventional Betacam, but it won't record it. And if you put a tape in, it'll just play. Put a regular beta tape in, it'll just attempt to play. I could probably trick a regular beta tape into thinking it's a high band tape just for shits and giggles to see what will happen. I don't think it's going to record very well, but I want to see how it records this recording here off of this DVD. We'll let this thing record and just see. The front panel is completely dead on it. I can work around that if the other parts of the machine work. I can work around that. But what I saw on this other tape here was not promising. It was pretty bad. Okay, it's been going now for 26 minutes. Almost 27 minutes. You can see the tape is almost at the very end. So when it finishes its run there, it should rewind. I think it'll rewind. It should. Yeah, the tape's moving along pretty quick. We should see the colored leader. I think it's a colored leader. It might be silver on this one that will detect the tape end detector. Will pick it up. There it goes. And now it's going to rewind. Look how quick this thing rewinds this tape. These move really quick, as you can see. So it ran for like 27 minutes and 20 seconds. And it'll have rewind this thing in probably a minute. So it's at 28 minutes now. It's almost back to the beginning. There you go. 1 minute rewind, pretty much. It was 27:20 when it started, and there it is. So 1 minute rewind. Let's see if it recorded anything. And it did, but again, well, the picture's not great, as you can see. Now that could be just some dropouts at the beginning of the tape. There should be sound. Is there sound? Oh, I don't have my speakers hooked up to I have it hooked up to this. I have my audio monitor hooked up. But you see that the picture, it's got an issue with the picture. it's a head that's clogging up or what the scoop is, but certainly not looking very good, that's for sure. We're just going to try cleaning this drum again because, say, I'm getting what looks like clogged heads. So I'm just going to clean this off. One more time and see whether that will improve the picture. There's a fair bit on here. Now that could have just shut it off the tape because the tape hasn't been run for a while, or it could have been on there before, but we'll see if it's going to improve anything, because there was quite a bit of dirt on that head. Yeah, it looks like it may have had a contaminated head. I just cleaned the heads on it, and it's now looking a little bit better. Actually, it's not looking too bad at all now. Certainly playing this recording I just made off the DVD much better, and I didn't record this through S-Video or anything. I just used standard composite, but it certainly is performing a lot better now. So say I picked the machine up. The display doesn't work. That's got to be worth something off the price, but I'll have to talk to the fellow. The audio display doesn't work. I mean, I got sound. I got sound on it. The display doesn't work there. The time display doesn't work. So that's a problem. The machine itself appears to be working okay, which is good, because basically I picked this thing up because I get clients asking me if I can do Betacam SP tapes, and I used to, but I sold my machine, so I was on the lookout for another machine, and I think I may have just found it, because I don't really care if it records or not. I just kind of did this recording just for fits and giggles. I'm never going to record anything onto Beta SP. I just want it for playing back tapes that I need to archive, and it looks like it's going to be okay doing that. So I think I'll do another video if I get into that, to try to fix the display. I'd like to fix it, but at this point we'll just take a look at some of the pieces that go in here. Now this will take both the small beta tapes. Yeah, this is a Digi beta tape, so it's a little shorter time, but it's still a metal tape like the SP tape. The only difference between the two tapes is this one has extra detection holes, so when it put into like an SX camera, for example, it will kick the tape out. So I put a piece of tape across this extra detection hole down here, and it will accept it and work. But this will also take the larger 90-minute tapes. On the Betacam front, there was the normal beta cassette, which was the same size cassette that home video used, and then there's this larger cassette which will of course record to 90 minutes, and when you load a tape into that one, the tape hubs move inside internally. So basically these are mounted on tracks that will pull back to the location of the hubs on the larger cassette, because the larger cassette is both physically larger this way as well as this way, so your tape hubs are more out back here. The tape hubs will move, or the reels will move out. Inside here though is something a little different, that is a little different than a conventional VCR because of the way that the heads are arranged on here. I know it's hard to see without ripping the machine apart, which I'm not about to do at this point. But we've got a full erase head right here. This one wipes the tape. This one here is a time code reading head, which reads a time code that's written on the bottom edge of the tape, right next to the control track. It has linear time code. Then you have your video heads, and then over here you've got the audio control head, which has got your 2 tracks of stereo audio. They are not using hi-fi audio on these machines. It's linear audio. And the reason they do that is because, well, the tape speed's relatively high. So the frequency response goes like to 15 kilohertz. They use Dolby C noise reduction as well as part of their the system. But the tape speed is high enough that we don't need hi-fi audio. If that looks like a Betamax threading up, it's because it's exactly the same as a Betamax. The only difference is the drum. Again, it spins at the same speed. It's just it's got 2 sets of heads. It's got 2 heads for the luminance and 2 heads for the chroma. And of course, a really fast tape speed, as you can see. That tape's moving along pretty good. This tape is like an L750. That tape would run for 3 hours at Beta 2, 90 minutes at Beta 1, and 30 minutes on Betacam. Just to put things into perspective, it's 3 times faster than Beta 1. Bringing up the hours meter. So everything's times 10. So this has got, well, operation-wise, it's got quite a few hours on it, right? 57,000 hours, I guess. 2,050 hours on the head drum, or the drum rotating. 1,500 hours of the actual tape running, and it's had 6,880 because it's times 10 for threading and unthreading. So it's not a super high hours machine, but still, it's got a few hours on it, that's for sure. And I tried to play the tape back again, and I've lost the picture. Where did my picture go? That's E to E when I put it in record. But I lost the picture. What's going on? Now I got my picture back again. That's weird. That is weird because it shouldn't have to be in there. It should be normally left in that mode. Now this thing's got an issue. So I hit the record button, it goes into E to E mode. That alarm's coming up because I don't have a reference. When I load the tape, it should show the picture, which it is this time. It didn't before. When you stop it, you get a picture. And there we go. I don't have a picture again. And now it's back. Oh well, I guess this is going to need a little bit more work, but at least I know what my work is cut out for me. I'll have to deal with this. I just wanted to show off this new piece of old equipment that I acquired today. We'll need to do a little bit of investigating. Hopefully I can get that front display to work. I don't know whether it's missing a voltage or what the scoop is, but it's missing a panel. That's one piece that's missing. The piece of glass is missing here. Maybe the tube got broken. I think it's probably more than one tube though, but anyway, I don't know. If that's all that's wrong with it is the front panel is not working, the vacuum display is not working, I can probably live with that if the recorder itself works properly, and at this point it looks like it's working. That's about as good an analog picture as I've ever seen. I mean, that right there, that's why beta reigns supreme in the analog video world until it does that. You see, I don't know if that's a head that's clogging up or what, but it's done that a few times. This tape does not have a lot of passes on it. It's not like it's been one that's been used a lot, but other than the odd glitch, it actually seems to be performing quite well. Anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. This is just a quick show off on this piece of equipment that I've now got. Yeah, see, it did it again. But it looks pretty good so far, other than the glitches. Anyway, thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye.